Hi, Eric here. Now I'm going to be reviewing The Draco Tavern by Larry Niven. My brother has been on me for a while to read this book. He was a big Larry Niven fan. This is my first introduction to Larry Niven, so I didn't. He kind of gave me a general synopsis of what it's about, so I kind of didn't have a whole lot to go off of. It's a science fiction, and what made it very easy to digest is that it's a culmination of short stories that are interlocking. So all these short stories deal with the couple constants in this story are the Draco Tavern and the 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 bartender, the main bartender owner, which I cannot remember his name, but uh, those are the main constants. And then you've got but it involves just this aliens race who came down to Earth and said, "Hey, we're aliens. We exist now. We're here." And the because of that, the Draco Tavern was established by this barkeep who seen a profit in doing this, and then obviously wanted to learn about aliens and learn the stories, and that's the whole thing. So each individual story has its own little story. I guess what you'd say. Each individual story has its own story to tell, its own little microscopic adventure that the barkeep goes on, and I love them. I mean, I really enjoyed this book. Um, they were all very interesting. It kind of got a little jumbled, in my opinion, towards the end. The heart, so I think it establishes it establishes time frames. I can't remember what year it is. Jeez, oh, Pete, I can't see. This is why I make the reviews so I can remember stuff. Um, the I think it takes place over like 40 or so years. Oh, spoilers again. I should make these clear, but I'll try to do spoiler free and then maybe a little bit. Well, there's not really anything to spoil, but more spoilers towards the end. But it takes place over like 40 years, and it that did get kind of confusing because if I read it right, it jumps back and forth in time. In the very beginning, you got this like you start out with our the bartender going doing different stories or whatever, and then at a certain point it kind of jumps back in time and then jumps forward and then it might go back. I mean, it definitely jumps around. It gets a little confusing on like time periods, but I, I mean that's okay. Like it was still it didn't. I mean, really, I still enjoyed it with that one little bit. The bartender, I love it that he's not like a hero. He's not like good or bad. He's just a bar owner, a bartender, wanting to learn about these aliens and honestly wanting to get rich. Like, so, so spoilers, but the one story that I remember vaguely is him, hearing about these plans, this alien civilization, and I guess I kind of jumped around a little bit, but once this alien civilization came down to Earth, they were like a shuttle, like they were like the owners of the galaxy or galaxies or whatever. They owned everything else, a lot of other stuff, and they would shuttle other alien races to Earth, and so you don't meet just one alien civilization, you meet many, like a lot. You meet like these golden, the chirpsharitha. I'm probably sounding that out wrong, but chirps. You meet them, they're like big red, huge lobster people, and Larry Niven makes sure that you know that. Like he hammers it home every time they're on the page. Also hammers home that if anyone's going to pull up a stool to them, it makes them level with their eyes. Like that was like he mentioned it so much. I don't know why he had to mention it, but he did. You know, you knew that they were sitting eye level talking to each other every time. In the beginning, it was a little bit annoying, but towards the end, it's whatever. But then you meet like you got these golden bugs that are whatever a foot tall, some of them, and these wolves or these wolf-looking things with their head upside down. Those were mentioned. Uh, a jellyfish in a can, a jellyfish in a jar, a big. There, that was the fun. That was another thing that I enjoyed. It's just the different and there's just a different multitude of alien races, and that made it. That was so every story kind of dealt with a different one. But well, now I don't remember what I was gonna. I was gonna say getting back to what I was talking about, which is gonna take me a second to remember what it was. The one story that I remember. Oh yeah, the barkeep. Like I said, not a rich man. Not just kind of always looking for the next get rich quick scheme, so he can so he these chirps brought told him, I guess it was them, told him that they have plans for a supercomputer. They have the plans for a supercomputer. If you want them, have them. Whatever. So he thought that he could make a absolute fortune on this thing. But the theme, the funny thing, the whole thing about this is he had to use so much of his money to get this computer to run, and then the whole story culminated to he built this unbelievable computer that could answer with enough data, could answer any question. And then it became so aware, not, I don't know if it was self-aware, but it became so knowledgeable, and it just understood so much after all this money that he's put into this computer to get it to this point, that it just I don't know if it transcended or what, but it shut itself down. And so that was just like one story, and it was so, I mean, it was funny, it was fun. Another story is he the bartender went on a hunt with one of these like wolf with upside down heads, went on a hunt with them, and had to kind of prove what humans are all about to these people, like how we hunt, how we get our food in the wild, or did anyways. And that was a fun story. Towards the end, so in the beginning, a lot of the stories were maybe the only real connection they had was like the aliens. There was just, like I said, this just imagine this big bar, all is this huge, I want to say galactic, but just it's not space. It's on Earth, but this huge just bar with just all these different organisms, all these different types of weird aliens. And then so you like just like so in that bar you got, let's focus on a story of this group of aliens. Okay, next chapter, let's focus on a group with these aliens, and maybe what the bartender did that was smart or stupid, or how he got himself out of a pinch, or the workers, or it has so much to focus on. And then but towards the end, I felt like it did start to connect a lot more. Like once you understood where the bartender came from, where the Draco Tavern came from, all that. Once you understood that, then you started seeing links in between the stories and how they connected, or how you know how the bartender became to be who he is because of all these mess ups that he had along the way, or encounters, or all this knowledge that he's accrued over like 40 some years. And it was just cool. I'm a big fan of short stories, and I'm a bigger fan of short stories that link up, that aren't completely separated. So I don't even know what you call, I don't know what you call that, those type of stories, but this is one of them. So knowing that, I would probably reread it. um, I found it enjoyable. I found The characters that they did focus on enjoyable. The plights of some of the alien races enjoyable. It went quick. It was a like I said, it was a page turner again, and yeah, I recommend it.